Hello writers, my name is Elijah with Scriptwriter Pro. So, you've finally written the words fade out on your script, but how do you know if it's good enough to send out into the industry? The tried and trusted way is to get feedback in the form of script coverage. But what is it and how do you get it? Well, stick around and I'll tell you. Cue the intro. So what is script coverage? Think of it like those notes your teacher used to write for you on your exam, but helpful. Script coverage is a written document consisting of a reader's feedback on a screenplay or TV script. Another term given for it is script notes. They can be written by a variety of different people for a variety of different reasons. Overall, screenplay coverage sums up a reader's thoughts and emotional reaction to a screenplay. It usually includes notes on concept, characters, story, plot, etc. Script coverage is used by managers, producers, lit agents, and studio execs to discover new projects, but mostly to discern whether a submitted script is worth their valuable and limited time to read. Screenplay coverage is kind of like an interview for your screenplay, and given the thousands of screenplay applicants pumped into the film market yearly, and given the fact that films are a multi-million-dollar investment, only the top applicants will be recommended for the limited open positions. Your screenplay will be scrutinized, then graded on every positive and negative trait it contains. For seasoned writers, coverage is a norm and it's expected. For new writers, receiving it may come as a shock. All scripts that have been stopped and frisked during the coverage phase will be assigned one of the three grades after all the comments are done. First is recommend. This is the highest rating a script can receive and is extremely hard to come by. When a reader recommends something, it's the holy grail. It's saying to their boss, if we pass on this, we should be fired. The next grading is consider. This is the second highest rating. A consider can be a script that, with the right adjustment, could be a commercial hit. Sometimes a consider script is just as good as a recommend, depending on who's reading it. Getting a consider on your screenplay is a huge compliment and proves that your skill, hard work, and due diligence has paid off. And lastly, there's pass. This rating is stumped on most screenplays being covered at studio, production companies, and paid consultancies. But keep in mind, the script coverage of Scriptwriter Pro uses the moniker development needed instead. To some writers, a pass is a soul crusher, but more seasoned writers see it as an opportunity. This is because it means the reader found areas for improvement and has detailed things to process and rework in the next draft. It's easy to want to take a hammer to your laptop when your script is passed on, but think the opposite. Highly paid professional writers get passed on all the time. Even Star Wars was passed on and reworked several times before getting picked up. As with most things to do with screenwriting, bear in mind there is no one right way to write coverage, nor is there a such thing as a standard script coverage template. One may include a synopsis of the script, another may not. Some screenwriting coverage comments on all of those things, others only 2 or 3. Some are only 1 page in length and others are 15 pages or longer. But you're probably wondering, who provides this coverage? A script reader, usually an intern or paid assistant, is tasked weekly to read stacks of submitted scripts and fill out the coverage report of each script. And assistants aren't hired willy-nilly. They often are vetted before hiring on their skills and industry knowledge, and then groomed to be strong script readers. Coverage reports are a simple page summary and grading system of a screenplay's strong and weak elements. The reports are then passed up the chain to be reviewed by the decision gods. It takes an exec or rep 2 hours to read a script and 2 minutes to read a coverage report. The exec or rep will read the coverage, and if the submitted script gets high marks, the exec or rep will feel more inclined to read the screenplay. This system of coverage has been in use for years and is done all down the line from producers to rep to contests, all with varying styles of doing their reports. And there are 4 main types of script coverage: StudioExec Producer script coverage, Manager Agent script coverage, contest coverage, and paid coverage from a reputable script consultancy. We're going to look at each of these. Number 1, StudioExec Producer script coverage. Let's say your newest action thriller found its way into the hands of someone at Blumhouse. Before it takes a step anywhere into the building, it will first be stopped and frisked. Nowadays, most companies hand that task to interns or assistants. Thus, your script will likely land in the hands of an assistant. The assistant will read it and write up coverage on the script using an industry standard grading sheet. The script coverage will get passed up to their boss. Said boss, based on the coverage, will decide whether they are interested in reading the script or not. 2. Manager-agent script coverage. By the time your script hits the studio system, most producers and execs are expecting to receive the absolute best version of your material. They're trusting that for it to even make it to their desk, it has gone through the proper channels and has been vetted to near perfection. The same can be said for reps, with one slight difference. The exec and producers are reviewing your material for purchase and or with the highest possibility for future development. Managers and agents are looking to develop and represent writers whose scripts will ideally land on those execs' desks. And like production companies, agency and reps also run incoming material through the screenwriting coverage washing machine, weeding out weaker works that get bad coverage from their readers and advancing stronger ones that receive good coverage. The small difference is that unlike Blumhouse or DreamWorks, who are looking for perfection, reps are okay with almost perfect with strong potential. Their job is to develop and assist writers and their masterpiece. Therefore, reps will primarily be looking for writers' potential as a client for the manager or agent in question. But first, you have to get through the door, and the quickest way is to have a well-polished key. Reps are no dummies. 3. Contest script coverage. Screenplay competitions and fellowships have also exploded over the past few years. More and more industry eyes are on them and paying close attention to the semifinalists, finalists, and winners. Screenwriting contests, big and small, often receive thousands of entries from writers all over the world with vastly differing voices and experience levels. Most contests these days, especially the top ones, feature a proper panel of real industry professionals. These are usually studio execs, writers, producers, and/or directors who put many man-hours in reading and grading all those submissions. And each submission is read more than once by multiple reviewers. Each time the script is read, it is graded and covered. Contest script coverage serves as a filter that identifies which screenplay meets the quality requirements of the contest and have earned advancements and those which have not. This coverage is for in-house use only, passed from one reader to another upon advancement, and involves several categories that are assigned a numerical grade on a scale of 1 to 10 or 1 to 5 depending on the contest. And the coverage most often is accompanied by a brief 1 or 2 line summary of the story and a paragraph or 2 of what the reader liked and disliked about the script. The higher the score for each one of these categories, the further the script advances. Pretty simple. For many script contests, your coverage report and often the reader score can be procured with the price of entry or as an add-on. This can be very helpful in first answering why your script didn't win if it didn't, and providing you with the necessary data to polish and strengthen the parts of your material that need improvement. While contest coverage will give you the feedback on how to hone your skills on your script, the notes may not be as in-depth or the quality not as high as received from paid coverage. Most experienced writers will first get paid coverage on their material before submitting to the contest. This ensures a greater chance for high marks and further advancement. And speaking of paid coverage, number 4, paid script coverage. This may be one of the most invaluable resources available to both new and seasoned writers. In the past number of years, the need for top-notch screenplay consultancy service and paid script coverage has soared as the entertainment industry wall has gotten higher and harder to scale. There's a reason for the quote, "get coverage before you get coverage," is passed from seasoned writers to newbies, and this is why. All the other examples above for script coverage were in service of someone else, an assistant, an exec, an agent, a manager, a contest. This section here is all about you, the writer. Paid coverage is one of the best ways to prove to yourself that your script is as good as you think it is, because the resources allows you to test your material for strengths and weaknesses, utilizing the opinions of expert script readers whose sole aim is to help you get outstanding feedback on your script from rep producers and execs down the line. With paid script coverage, you don't just get one chance to make an impression, you get as many as you want to check and double check the product, to make sure it's a wall buster and a door opener. With this resource, you get unbiased expert input on how you can strengthen your script and maximize the opportunities ahead of it. When you're asking other people to believe in your work and invest a sizable amount of their time and money into it, perhaps a few dollars investment on the writer's part for a script coverage is a small price to pay. This, in essence, pays for a higher advantage in the market and for the peace of mind that your absolute best work is representing you to the decision gods. There are dozens of script coverage companies and individuals out there offering feedback on screenplays. However, not all are created equal. When choosing a reputable company and paying for a screenplay coverage, be sure to take the following into account. Avoid anonymous readers. Most companies use anonymous readers, usually interns whose skills and experience and background are not easily researched or tracked. Choose your reader if possible. You don't want your action script being read by someone who hates action movies. So if possible, pick a company wherein you can match your script and genre and style with a script reader who enjoys that genre. Check out the script coverage examples. If there aren't any coverage examples on their website, email them to ask to see some. You want to know what you're getting yourself into, and this is a great way to suss them out before paying. Peruse their testimonials. Don't just rely on testimonials on their websites that could be faked. Also read what the former clients have said about them on Facebook, Google, and review sites. Here's the bottom line. Good script coverage companies are hard to come by. However, we believe we've done a pretty good job at assembling a team that can really help you out if you're looking for feedback. First, ScriptReader Pro only hires professional screenwriters who have sold scripts and/or have produced films and know the industry. Second, we also pride ourselves on being transparent, listing all of our script consultants and their pedigrees front and center on our website. This means you're allowed to pick your own experienced consultant that suits your script genre needs and goals. Click on the Meet Our Team page to read about their backstories and specific talents. Along with this coverage service, ScriptReader Pro also offers top-of-the-line script doctoring. What's the difference? As mentioned before, story analysts write script coverage on your screenplay, which consists of a review of the pros and cons of the material. Script consultants, however, do a thorough page-by-page analysis of your material and provide invaluable comprehensive script notes, and often with line-by-line notes on each page, highlighting examples of their concerns and suggestions. The material and notes are then handed back to the writer for you to review, process, and implement how you see fit. Script consultants do not seek writing credit for any notes that they give that you might choose to implement. A script doctor, on the other hand, is an unofficial term for a writer who is hired to rewrite an existing script or to polish a specific script that may include its structure, characterization, dialogue, pacing, themes, or other elements. Script doctors generally do their work uncredited. And now, the absolute most paramount reason for this video. Why should you get script coverage? You have to be completely confident that your script is good. Because for it to get into places like Blumhouse and Universal, it first had to be referred to by someone else, as in by an agent who would do their own coverage first, or a contest who also did their own coverage and thought it was strong enough to send to Blumhouse. When it arrives, it has to once again be strong enough to get good screenplay coverage to stand any chance of being put on the desk of a decision maker. And the best way to achieve this is to get coverage before you get coverage. See, that's a callback. It's highly advisable to vet your script through a trusted second party to help pinpoint all the positive and negative aspects of your material before it lands anywhere important to your career. The point is to look at your script from another point of view. Believe in your script, sure, but don't be afraid to allow your instincts to guide you into making it better. If your coverage comes back with a sparkling star and a golden halo, rejoice. If it doesn't, that's also a positive. Writers may perceive coverage notes as insensitive, candid criticism, but it's actually a valuable learning tool and a growing opportunity. It's a big, bright, shining light pointing the way to how to make your screenplay an exceptional piece of literary work. Always remember, these are the very scripts that end up on a soundstage at Universal. And that's our video for the day. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If you want to catch more videos, just click here. And I know I said it in the video already, but I cannot stress it enough. If you want quality script coverage, make sure you check out our website at scriptreaderpro.com. I've been Elijah Lee. This has been Script Reader Pro, and I'll see you guys next time.